It's your boy macmean, true story. All stories ain't true. This one is. Now, normally I don't do like prison. I mean, well, I don't cover news stories or whatever. This popped up, and I feel like I'll be totally injusticing myself if I don't say something about this, right? Alright, now the cop that killed George Floyd, his name is Derek Chauvin, right? And he's in this jail called Ramsey County Jail. Now, 8 cops from that jail are suing right now. They're suing the Ramsey County Corrections Department for discrimination against them. Basically, the cop, the Derek Chauvin guy, he's over there in that jail, and he's on the 5th floor. But man, on the 5th floor, man. I wonder what's going through this dude's head too, man. I mean, now that he's a killer, now that you're like a legit thug, you're a gangster now, right? You're in the books, brother. Like, what do you think about your family more, or do you think about the person that you killed family? You know what I'm saying? And I wonder if this is the question of the year, right? Did he mean it? Did you actually mean to do what you did, brother? And how does it play in your nights? You know? And anyway, 8 black cops suing. We can't watch this dude. Why not? They was reassigned. 2 of the officers basically was cleaning this dude's cell to prepare for him to get there. And when he got there, they were reassigned. According to CBS News, to the 2nd floor. All right, I got some notes here. And they said it's discrimination, right? Now, the superintendent, his name is Mr. Lyden. Let's just call him Mr. Lyden, right? He goes to one of his sergeants, who's a black cop, black correctional officer, and he announces his intent to put this thing out, you know, that's basically saying that cops of color can't guard this guy. And the sergeant tell him, like any black dude's gonna tell him, bro, you about to set this shit on fire. They not gonna like that. They're gonna be offended. It's offensive. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's go into the story a little bit, right? He tells them, he basically warns them, don't do this, right? Now get a load of this idiot that they call superintendent. And for you that don't know, those that don't know, superintendent is just another name for the warden. Right? So he tells them, he issues out an actual order prohibiting all those employees of color from working on the 5th floor. Now, is that racist or is that just dumb? Can't be a real racist. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the racists that I know are intent and smart. That just wasn't smart. And then plus, he told to a black sergeant. Pure dumb, especially after the dude told you, don't do it, man. You know, we don't need that, right? And I think that the mentality of a cop should be protect the cops, right? And you know, don't offend the cops, right? In this game of cops and robbers, the cops need to stick together too, because if not, everything goes downhill. Didn't they teach you that in Wardenology 101, right? He's warned. He disregards it. He issues out the order, right? And he said that the black cops would be a liability, and then later decided to change that order. Now, liability in which way? Cop is a cop, bro. Right? Once you lose trust in that, once you got your own officers against you, you know, like what stops this black cop from, you know, how is he a liability, or what sort of, like, how, you know, cops got to develop, you know, skills too. Correctional officers develop skills. You have to have some sort of interaction with inmates. Correction officer, without being a correction officer, you are just a officer, right? So correction officers, you have to have some sort of interaction with inmates, right? And which they probably was. You never know how long they was on the job. I didn't go that far to check. Who cares? The point is that once you offend your own officers, you cause problems amongst your ranks. So was he racist? I have no idea. I don't even know why I'm saying that word. Maybe because everything is so racist right now. Everything that we got going on in this world. But this is the #1 thing that we worried about. How about them just being officers? What sort of liability? They might be some help somehow, right? And actually diffuse some shit that can happen. You never know, right? But a cop is a cop. If you're going to start separating people, that's just going to cause problems. Hey, no problem with me, because when I was in jail, I would have loved you cops going against each other. Woo! Because that's when everything could get in. That's when we, right? Good cop, the prisoner mentality of a good cop, right? A good cop is a cop that come in. I mean, you have these assholes that come in and they act cool and then they cut your throat later on. A good cop is an asshole 100% of the times, right? Because we're talking about cops and robbers again, right? So I don't need you to do me any favors. I don't need you to do any of that. But sometimes it happens. A lot of times it happens with long timers. And I did 11 years, right? So I have relationships with certain cops. I mean, did I run around ratting and telling or issuing information? No, right? But we got to live amongst each other. Just think about it like Wile E. Coyote and the Road Runner. At the end of the day, you remember they used to clock out? Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. Predator, prey, whatever. You know what I mean? We all in the jungle. We got to learn to respect each other somehow. We got to live with each other. All right? So, was this racist? I don't know. But it was very, very, very dumb, right? Because what you did was spawn those officers to come together, right? Who probably don't even think of you as a racist, but you did an obvious racist move. And, y'all gonna pay for it somehow. I don't know how, but it's gonna have a green piece of paper attached to the end of it, man. Because at the end of the day, follow the money. All right. So let me say this last thing, right? Instead of apologizing, guess what they do? The sheriff department went on record saying that there was no truth to these officers' allegation. They lied. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get back to this. It's your boy macmean, true story, but all stories ain't true, man. If you ain't like this, it is what it is. If you do, like it, subscribe, follow me or whatever. I'm supposed to tell you that. So there you go again. macmean, true story. All stories ain't true.